Hi, I'm Greg Davis Jr. in EDCI 2400 Fall 2013, and I'm interviewing Rebecca. October 2nd, and I am here with Rebecca Delona for this interview, diversity interview. So first I will start by asking you your name, even though I just said it.
Rebecca DeLuna.
Okay, and do you mind me asking what race are you?
I am Mexican American.
Mexican American? So does that mean you were born in Mexico?
No, my parents are from Mexico, but my mom was born in the U.S. and so she has some background, Mexican American. But my parents were born and raised in Mexico.
So
my mom was born in the U.S. My dad in Mexico. Sorry.
Your mom was born in the U.S. and your dad in Mexico. Where were you born?
I was born in El Paso, Texas, here in the United States. But it's very funny because I'm the youngest in my family, and three of my oldest siblings were born in Mexico. And actually, I'm the only one that was born in the U.S. I don't know if you know, but El Paso is right across the border from Mexico. So my family would always just, go live over there for a few years and then come to the U.S. and so on. So I was lucky and blessed to be born here in the U.S.
Okay, that is quite interesting. So, how old are you? Like, when were you born?
I was born June 6th of 1988, so I am 25 years old.
Oh, okay.
No, that's a good thing, or
To each his own.
25.
No, not at all. I wouldn't have never thought. Where were you born?
I was born in El Paso, Texas, here in the United States. But it's very funny because I'm the youngest in my family, and three of my oldest siblings were born in Mexico. And actually, I'm the only one that was born in the U.S. I don't know if you know, but El Paso is right across the border from Mexico. So my family would always just, go live over there for a few years and then come to the U.S. and so on. So I was lucky and blessed to be born here in the U.S.
With you saying that you were the only one born in America, how's the difference between you and your siblings, them being born from Mexico and you being from, originally from America?
It's funny. My sister, they all have a heavy accent. So you hear them speak English and you would totally know that they struggle with it. My sister that's 4 years apart from me, I think she was here longer than they were, so she caught good English. And that's how we were. And my parents actually do not speak any English, so I had to go through that in primary, in my elementary years and everything, like parent conferences. And in Texas, I don't know if you know this, but in Texas there's a lot of Hispanics, and English and Spanish are mixed together. We call it Spanglish. We speak English and Spanish put together.
Y'all are primarily speaking Spanish. So what are your parents' occupations?
My dad works at a chemical plant. My mom's always been a stay-at-home mom. Always. Ever since my oldest was born, she was a stay-at-home mom. So I always had mommy at home, which I think was really good.
So your dad was always the one working. So a single income household.
Yeah.
With how many children?
5.
Wow. Oh, that's a lot. That is a lot. That's
big family.
Yes.
My big Mexican family.
So when you said that your siblings, they weren't born in America, so when did they start school? And did they start school in America?
No, they went to Mexico. They went to Mexico up to middle school, I believe, and then they came here in high school. Like the oldest, and then the third one came in middle school. But yeah, they do have a heavy accent, and that's how they caught it. It was a Cajun accent.
So are you happy that you came here, or would you have preferred to?
Now I am. It's helped me a lot. It's helped me a lot. The American culture, being more. It has, even in my English. I think I'm at LSU and I can speak fluent English, so it definitely has helped me. And I've seen it, as difference with my other siblings. I'm considered the fluent English speaker.
What's the biggest difference between the school in Texas and the school out here?
School systems, just because I worked at a primary school for a couple of years here, and when I graduated from high school as a translator actually, and it was very different. Students would get away with things very easy
out here.
And over there, and over there it was just parent conferences. They were on top of everybody. That, and especially like now the Hispanic community has grown a lot here in this area, and that's why they needed people to translate for parent conferences for the students. But over there it was like, just call the next, the teacher next door, she speaks Spanish. But right here it was like a chaos. Like it's a chaos in primary schools because they don't have anybody that speaks the language. And like I said, the Hispanic community is growing here a lot more. So there's a lot of language barrier that there isn't over there in Texas, I feel like, where I was raised.
The dominant race in your public school, what was it?
They were mainly Hispanics. I mean, they were in El Paso, Texas, like I said, it's right across the border, so they were mainly Hispanics. My culture shock was when I came here in Louisiana. Like, I started using my English. I would speak English, but like just I couldn't speak the Spanglish anymore. If I would throw a Spanish word, people would be like, what are you talking about? So yeah, it was my high school years were tough here in East Ascension High School, Ascension Parish. It was really hard, but I got it.
Topic I want to touch on is you being in college. Are you the first in your family to?
No, all my siblings went to college. They never finished, but they all did. My sister did finish. She went to a Christ for the Nations Institute in Dallas, and she did graduate from there. That's the one that's following like 4 years apart from me. But the rest, the 3 other ones, they went to school, but they didn't finish. And my dad, my mom finished high school too, and my mom finished high school but didn't go to college. And my dad actually graduated. He's a veterinarian in Mexico, but he couldn't continue his career here in the U.S. because of the language. So he had to leave everything there for a job opportunity over here, and for us too. But he did finish his and he had a job too over there and everything.
So what was your motivation to come to college?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah, because my dad would always, tell me. He would always get disappointed that my siblings would get out of school. So he always has told me, "You're the one that's gonna finish it. And you're the one that you're the last one, so you better finish it." And so that's really what encouraged me, and also for a better future, and other opportunities.
After college, do you plan on going back to Mexico, or you plan on staying out here?
No, I plan to stay here. And I don't know if I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna work as a teacher, but I have a passion for business, so I want to open my own business. I don't know what it is. I'm not going for business major, but I love also the education. Maybe I don't know if I would. I'm very ambitious, so I don't know if I'm just gonna be a teacher. Maybe I'll go for a principal or for I don't know what, but definitely here in the U.S. speaking 2 languages and connecting people.
After conducting this interview with Rebecca, I've realized that diversity plays a huge part or role in the classroom. She said. I'm touching on what she said. She said that her parents don't speak fluent English, and when it came down to the classroom meetings with the teachers, she had to be the person to talk for her parents and for the teacher. So I've realized, which will help me in the classroom, if I can at least grasp the concept of different languages, trying to broaden my horizon on diversity or languages, I will become a better teacher. It will help me reach out to more students, understanding their background information. And I've also learned that with a huge family doesn't necessarily mean that all of them will go to college and finish college. Rebecca is on quest to finish college and being the first one to finish college. She also mentions how Hispanics are becoming a greater population in the school system, so therefore it would be in my best interest to try to understand not just Hispanics but also other races so that I can better equip myself to be a teacher. Hopefully I can get a job teaching in the South, so that would require me to know or learn more about Hispanics culture so that I can become a better teacher. It sounds repetitive, but I feel that that's the most important aspect is learning another culture. Thank you, and I'm Greg Davis Jr. from EDCI 2400, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Thank you.